All right, guys, I'm so sorry I've been slacking. I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Make sure you like the video. It really helps me out. I took a little break, but we're back, and we're talking about MAYFAIR witches, and I'm really interested in that trailer they dropped after the first episode because it looks like we're getting an interview with the vampire stuff, but let's just talk about this episode. Now, I haven't read the second book in this series. I only read the first one, so I don't know every little power that Lasher has and things like that. It's not like how I know Interview with the Vampire. And, Mom got me this to record in for MAYFAIR witches. She was like, look, it looks like MAYFAIR witches, so I love it. This episode did leave us with a lot of questions, which I don't mind because it was the first episode of the season, but also there's a lot going on. There's a whole lot going on. I rewatched the ending of the first season and there was a lot going on there, but they did a really good job of explaining it and all of that along the way. So I do have faith in this to do that and answer everything in a good way. Mom's geeked about this. She's absolutely loving it. But the Lasher baby, yeah, it's growing all fast. And the big question is, are you good or are you bad? Are you here to help or are you not? Even the family that Rowan's asking, hey, what's going on here? And some of them are like, oh, no, it's the best. And some are like, I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is the best. My mom really hates when babies grow abnormally. That really freaks her out. So she was really freaked out this episode. And I thought they did a really good, creepy job with that. Rowan is documenting everything and keeping track of all of his height and all that and his growth. And then later on in the episode, she gets her job back at the hospital. I really love the scene between her and the cancer patient. It shows that Rowan does care and want to do the right thing. But she's taking blood in. We meet another character. She's like, hey, can you analyze this for me? But she's documenting hardcore with her science doctor brain what's going on with Lasher. While she's doing this, she's keeping everybody out, including Cyprian, who we love Cyprian. He's awesome. But he keeps trying to get in to snatch up the Lasher baby and protect Rowan. And it's like, oh no, the charms are keeping me out, yada, yada, yada. We see Cyprian, because remember, he can touch stuff and get like memories and visions from it. So he puts memories into that Bible that he drops off with one of his, I don't know, exes or friends or whatever, in case the Talamasca tries to erase his memory. And the Talamasca's already on him. I'm really interested in that show. I think that's going to be really cool. But they're already on him. And then he ends up finding out, oh no, they don't want to get rid of my memory. They want me to snatch up the Lasher and bring him to the Talamasca for whatever reason. I don't know what. But he thought they were going to wipe his memory. And they're like, nope, we actually need you to do this. And he's like, okay, bet. And they bring up that there's a MAYFAIR witch who might not be on Lasher's side. Now, when they introduce Moira, I really like this character. She's the sister of the witch who died last season. And she's like, Lasher, you were supposed to protect her. You could have done this. You didn't do shit. I don't like you. I got beef with this. You let my sister die. Even her mom, when they first meet, and she's like, well, we got to deal with it. While she's pouring a drink, she's like, we have to deal with it because Lasher's number one. And she's like, no, he's not. This guy sucks. So that Moira's not about it. And that's who the Talamasca is referencing, that one of the MAYFAIR witches on the inside might help us. But I really liked her character, and I liked that wrinkle of, yeah, you don't know what's going on, you guys seem all about it, and I'm totally not about this. Because Rowan is still treating Lasher like it's her baby, like she actually cares and has empathy towards it, love towards this thing, but it's like, no, weird, no, not me. But we see Rowan reading these journals, trying to figure out how other witches in her family felt or any information about what's going on. And we get some snippets here and there, but we never really get into the journals, which I kind of thought was odd. I honestly think they're showing them more in case Cyprian touches them at some point or whatever. And then they're already established that these journals are laying around. Or some other character will pick one up and read it, but we already know the journals are a thing. And that way it doesn't have to get explained to us later, I'm wondering. But whatever. This was freaky, though, was when Lasher, like, kid now, Lasher was yanking his teeth out by the bed. That was freaky and scary and creepy, and it really reminds you of, like, this is not a kid, it's a creature. And Lasher's memories are all messed up. He doesn't fully remember, or does he? Because he keeps holding that doll with all the MAYFAIR witch's bones in it, and he's like, oh, and Rowan's like, oh, yeah, why are you here? And he's like, they don't want me to tell you, and all this crap. So it's like, does he know? Does he not know? I don't think you're good. And I don't know why Rowan's holding out for you to be. I think you're just bad news all around. When Rowan snatches that doll from him, he gets all crazy upset, and he keeps bringing up, I want my power back. I want my power back. You took my power. I want my fire. I want my power. And she's like, no, I have the power. Shut up. And when he snaps on her for the doll, she lets out some power, and all this glass breaks and cuts him. And you can tell she feels bad about it, but I'm like, I don't think I would feel bad. But then we get to see her use her healing powers again, like she did in the finale of the last season. And she heals him, and you can tell he's feeling a certain kind of way, though. He's like, no, maybe I don't like you very much. And the drinking the milk was making me sick. They did a really good job in this episode of going like, this is like little stuff, but so creepy and weird. The drinking the milk, the teeth getting pulled out, like little creep factors. It's not scary, it's just unnerving. And if you've ever seen that episode of The Twilight Zone when the kid runs the boarding house and the whole family's afraid of him, that's kind of the vibe going on with Lasher, except for with Rowan. So Rowan goes to the hospital. She wants to be a doctor again. She wants to do good. We have the stuff with the cancer patient. She's getting tests done with the blood. We meet this character, Lark, who's kind of like Michael in the book, I feel like. But by the time she gets back, Lasher's a teenager. So for a final time, Rowan really tries to get through to Lasher and is like, are you good? Do you want to help me do good? Or are you bad? And remember that she was just reminded of, I want to do good. I want to help people with that cancer patient earlier in the day. So she's like, do you want to help me? Do you want to be good? Are you? What is it? Oh my God. Oh my God. And then this happened. And I guess in the book, from what I've gathered, it's really weird and strange. But yeah, Lasher goes in to full on kiss her. And she's like, don't do that. I'm your mom. That's gross. Stop. He's all pissed off. Rowan's really like, I got to figure this shit out. And that's when she goes to see Cortland, Harry Hamlin, the uncle who turned to stone. Now he's like in his mind in a nightmare, but not there, obviously, because he's stone. But I liked that. But she goes to see him. While she's doing that, Lasher sneaks out on the town. So he sneaks out on the town, right? And he's going all around. He's on Bourbon Street. And he just hones straight in on this girl dancing. She's a Mayfair witch. He's like sniffed her out, essentially. Or was like attracted to her. Now, I was wondering why they kept saying, because we see them dancing and then all of a sudden Lasher's coming home with a bloody body saying that she's dead and hemorrhaging. And I was like, hemorrhaging? What? So I did look that up. Now, apparently Lasher can only impregnate certain creatures or people or certain witches, and that's why he messes with the Mayfairs, but only some of them can handle it. But if he bangs a witch that can't handle it or a human, they immediately get pregnant and they immediately miscarriage and they hemorrhage to death right there. And I think that will be, I didn't like that they didn't explain that, but I'm assuming it's going to get explained later, I hope, because that's crazy. But they did make a point to continually say she's hemorrhaging, she's hemorrhaging, she's hemorrhaging. Rowan is like, buzz off, locks him in the basement. He's pissed, and she goes to clean it up, and she gets rid of the body in like a bog and uses her powers to float it down. Now, at first I was like, oh no, he's hunting Mayfair witches. But now after learning that's what happens when he bangs certain people, I'm like, did he mean to kill her or what? Because they're really, I don't know how to take Lasher at this point. Because I'm like, I don't think you're helpful. I don't think we should rely on this man. So while Rowan's cleaning that up, Lasher breaks out of the basement. And by the time he gets out of the basement, he's a grown man looking weird and creepy and odd. He's out like Trout. He's dipping out. And then we see Moira get picked up by Cyprian somewhere else. And I did like this, but like I said, we got a lot of questions. Like I said, I have only read the first book in this series. I don't exactly know how to take Lasher, but he can't be good, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm assuming this male deity isn't good to this female family. This is a very big story of like these women hold it down. I don't see why we would need your help unless you're a bad guy tricking them. But I think it's creepy how into him all of the family or most of the family seems to be. And that's the interesting part, because I want to see what everybody's gain is and what everybody's angle is. But I liked this. And like I said, are there a lot of questions? Yes, but it was the first episode. I'll forgive it. I think this is a really good show. I don't think it's as good as Interview with the Vampire was when that was, I mean, that's one of the best shows on TV and got snubbed again with awards. But I like this a lot. And I rewatched the end of the last season, like I said, and they cram a lot of info at you, but they do it well, and there's a lot going on, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the Talamasca more, but like I said, I don't know this like the back of my hand like other things, but I liked this. I thought it was good. And I'm Abby with Motor City Nerds. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. And yeah, are you watching Mayfair Witches? Because it's a jam.